Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to go ahead and do my review on My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, the latest episode of My Little Pony, and I apologize for the delay on this review, by the way. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So the episode first starts off with Luna having a bad dream where she turns into Nightmare Moon again, and then the main six end up stopping her to the point where she turns good again. Then, after the intro, you see the main six at Rarity's boutique grooming their pets. However, you then see how tired the main six are, so they can't quite groom so they can't quite groom them correctly. So then they tell each other that they had a bad dream last night, and then Twilight starts off by telling what her bad dream was. She says that she saw this blue smoke monster, and then the rest of the main six gave her the surprise look on their faces, which meant that they had a bad dream with a blue smoke monster in it too, in their nightmares as well. And they explained that they did have a bad. Oh wait, sorry. Sorry, I just realized that I just said that. But anyway, so then Twilight asks Spike to write a letter to Princess Luna about the blue smoke monster in their nightmares. Then after Spike gets done writing the letter to Princess Luna immediately shows up and asks each of the main six if they saw that blue smoke monster in their nightmares. Then Twilight says they all did. So then Princess Luna explains what the blue smoke monster was. It was a creature called a Tanibus, which is a creature of her nightmares. She also said it escaped from her slumbers. So then Luna explains that it's a parasite that managed to get into their dreams as well. And the worst part of her explanation of the Tanibus is that if it grows more powerful, it could go into the real world and turn Equestria into a living nightmare. So later that night, Twilight, Luna, and her friends go into one of Twilight's rooms in her castle with beds in it. Then that's where Luna explains that she'll pursue the Tanibus to whichever dream it infects. So that's where the main six finally start to go to bed. And so Luna first starts off by going to Rarity's dream. Or should I say a nightmare, because Rarity first off sees a bunch of beautiful dresses flying around the room that she's in. But then the Tanibus made the dresses turn into a bunch of monsters, and then they began to start attacking her. But then Luna finally shows up and tries to catch it. So then it goes into Pinky's dream. At first it was kind of hard to understand what was going on in Pinky's dream, because it first started off with Pinky going quickly from one random place to another. Like one random place in Equestria to another random place in Equestria. And that's where Pinky finally ended up back in Sugar Cube Corner and found some cakes. But then they started attacking Pinky. So then Luna finally shows up to stop the cakes from attacking her. But then so that's where So that's where Luna then goes into Fluttershy's dream. So Fluttershy's dream first starts off with her mane being brushed by Angel, and he's actually a giant bunny in this dream. But then the Tanibus turns Angel into a giant evil bunny. But fortunately, Luna saves Fluttershy just in time. But to be honest, I think Fluttershy could have saved herself since she has wings and she can fly, because obviously she's a Pegasus pony. So then Luna goes into Applejack's dream, where it first starts off with Applejack around some trees with apples in them. Then the Tanibus comes into AJ's dream and starts ruining them. Then again, Luna appears to try and stop it. And so then Luna flies into an apple that the Tanibus flies into and finds Rainbow Dash fighting off some changelings. But then she comes across some weird singing flowers, which drove Rainbow Dash up the wall. So in the next scene you see Twilight in a library reading a book. And then all of a sudden some books started attacking her, one would guess. Like if Twilight was in a dangerous magical dark magic situation in a library, you'd probably guess that it would have to do with books. But anyway, so then Luna once again shows up and attacks the Tanibus that keeps going on with the nightmares. Then finally each of the main six finally wake up from their nightmares. After they wake up, Luna appears and tells them that she failed to get it and it'll come back into their nightmares. So then Luna also continues to feel guilty about the bad things she's caused this Nightmare Moon, because sadly because her guilt over Nightmare Moon has to do with the Tanibus. So Luna tells the main six to go back to sleep so Luna could use the spell to make everyone in Ponyville have the exact same dream. So, and then the next scene, you see some flying muffins, and speaking of muffins, you then see Derpy with a huge size. And as far as Lyra and Bon Bon, you'll see there's a cat dog reference in that scene with those two. They basically become one, physically have the same body. And there's a lot of other weird things that go on in Ponyville or in the dream that each of the ponies are in, and there's also something else rare that you don't see. So AJ then finally finds Big Mac and sees a horn on his head. So that pretty much means that Big Mac in his dream became Unicorn. So then Luna calls for attention in Ponyville and warns them about the Tanibus. And finally, Luna actually decides to ask the main six to stop the Tanibus. So Twilight and her friends begin their mission to do just that. But the Tanibus goes over to a house that Filthy Rich is in, which is actually Diamond Tiara's dad, and turns it into a giant monster. So Filthy Rich, so then in this scene, Filthy Rich begs for mercy by telling the monster that he'll pay him anything. But the monster house roars right into Filthy Rich's face. So that's where Artie kicks it right in the face and saves Filthy Rich. Twilight also tries to stop it as well by using her lasers on it. And then Fluttershy turns into Flutterbat again and bites the foot of the monster house. In the next scene, you see Big Mac coming across some sorry, I do tend to stutter some. So Big Mac then comes across some flying muffins. That's where AJ tells Big Mac that he can do anything in a dream. So Big Mac turns into an alicorn princess. And I know it sounds crazy, right? Big Mac turning into an alicorn princess since he's a guy. Well, that's what the fans call him in this episode because he grows wings as well. So the main six continue their quest to stop the Tanibus. But at this point, they're going to need more help because since they're in a dream, they do have the ability to help stop it. and by that I mean every pony in Ponyville. So each of the ponies in Ponyville start their part in stopping the Tanibus, however, Luna is still having a hard time trying to keep the dream together because the Tanibus still continued to grow bigger and stronger. So then Twilight explained to Luna that it was feeding off of her guilt. Like I said before, that the Tanibus has to do with Luna's guilt over her being Nightmare Moon. And she, let's see. Sorry, lost my train of thought there for a sec. Oh yeah, but then so Luna basically caused the Tanibus created the Tanibus like as a punishment for her evil behavior as Nightmare Moon. But then Twilight reminds Luna that Nightmare Moon is in the past. And by that I mean long gone. Ever since like day 1 pretty much. Or episode 1, whatever. But yeah, so overall Luna was the key to stopping the Tanibus the whole time. So that's where Twilight explains to Luna that they trust her, that she's no longer Nightmare Moon. So that's where Luna finally stops the Tanibus by trusting every pony, knowing that Luna is no longer Nightmare Moon. And all Luna had to do is stop the Tanibus, was to overcome her guilt as Nightmare Moon. And Luna felt very grateful that Twilight and her friends helped stop the Tanibus. So after Luna defeated the Tanibus, Twilight and her friends woke up just fine. But after Twilight and her friends woke up, at the end, that's where Luna decided to get some shut-eye as well. So yeah, so pretty much that's how the episode ended. And overall, my thoughts on this episode, it was absolutely incredible. It had a great plot to it. And I'm really bummed there aren't going to be any more new episodes the rest of the summer. I do hope they start making more new episodes after the movie comes out. And also, I apologize for the delay on this review. I'll try to get my reviews up sooner after a new episode comes out. Also, here's another thing I'd like to address. Other than the MLP review videos I upload on this channel, I really don't use this channel much often. But I do have a gaming channel. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll put a link for it down in the description below. And the reason why I'm giving y'all a heads up on that is because I actually tend to use my gaming channel more than this one. And since there won't be a new episode of MLP for me to do a review video on, you'll most likely get a chance to hear or see me more on my gaming channel. Since you may not be seeing another video on this channel for a while now. Anyway, so this is my review video on the latest episode. Oh, and by the way, yep, here is my Power Pony shirt. Yup. Also, one of my favorite MLP shirts I have. Oh, and yeah, I should have mentioned that some of the main 6 did go into one of their Power Pony abilities to try and stop the Tanibus as well. Sorry, I should have slipped that in. But anyway, so, like I said, this is my review on the latest episode of MLP. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Alright, thanks, guys. Alright, bye.